Z106 Jamz, the new sound of hip-hop and R&B. It's your boy Z alongside my co-host Caliente, doing it real big on the pregame, the show that gets you ready to go out on your Saturday night. And on the phone with us right now, a representative of the NO, doing big things with Chopper City Records in Detroit, and my man who's always on the heart of the streets, BG. What's going on, fam?
What's happening, baby? You already know I'm on the grind as usual. You heard me?
And it's great to have you on the show.
Oh, man, it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all having me, you know?
I know you're making moves right now. You got the single, Move Around, produced by Manny Fresh, man. Tell us about that and how it came together.
Man, you already know, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Manny Fresh was the first producer I ever worked with, you know what I'm saying? One of the only producers I ever worked with, you know, throughout my whole career. And once I left Cash Money, I didn't work with Fresh, you know, for a couple of years. And it wasn't because of me and Fresh. It just was because, you know, the business I had with Cash Money, everything, you know, wasn't right. So, you know, I left and went my own way and started Chopper City. And over the couple of years, I mean, you know, I was doing my own thing, holding it down like always. And I was back in the lab. I heard Manny Fresh had left Cash Money. So, you know, me and his relationship always was there. So I reached out to him to get some confirmation on that, because I reached out to him on my Life After Cash Money album, and I tried to get him to work on it, and he was like, I had to change the name of my album for him to do it. So I was like, well, I can't do that. I'll catch you on the rebound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just so happened he had left. So, you know, the time was perfect, man. We got together and we got in the studio, man. And, you know, you could tell I miss him. You could tell he missed me. You know what I'm saying? And we just made, you know, we made magic.
Well, it's a collaboration that I have to say everybody's very happy about. A long time coming. The single off of your newest album in stores right now, The Heart of the Streets, Volume 2, I Am What I Am. Talk about the feel of the project.
I mean, well, you know, this is my 10th solo album. You know what I'm saying? This is my 10th solo album. That's not even much including the Hot Boy albums. You know, if you include the Hot Boy albums, I'm like 14 albums strong. Then if you include my mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, you could give me like 20, and I ain't number 25. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I say I'm a living legend, I mean that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say they do this, but I do this for real. You know, you can check my catalog, you know what I'm saying, and you can see it's real. I'm from the Jay-Z to LL Cool J to whoever you name, you know what I'm saying? You could stand me right next to him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a gangster in the game. You know, I feel like I don't get, you know, the recognition that I should get, you know what I'm saying? You know, as far as on the East Coast and the West Coast, but down South it's already known, and it's official that I'm a triple OG, you know?
Well, you're getting the recognition here in the Midwest. That's why you're on the show right now, BG.
The shot respects BG to the fullest.
Believe that. Believe that.
You mentioned a bunch of artists just now, man, but one name in particular that's really important nowadays for you that you didn't mention was T.I., who's going to be your executive producer of your up-and-coming album off of Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, you know, man, me and T.I., that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a T.I. fan. You know what I'm saying? T.I., BG fan. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we've been doing a lot of work together, you know what I'm saying, over the years, and we just came together and we was like, man, what we going to do what Sprint Nextel did? You know, Sprint Nextel merged, so we going to merge Sprint Hustle and Chopper City, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you look around, everybody got a Sprint or a Nextel, you know what I'm saying? So why everybody can't either have Grand Hustle or Chopper City, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we going to come together, man, and just make it do what it do, you know?
All right. And another thing, man, like, you know, you got not only are you on there representing Cash Money from back in the day, you with Chopper City nowadays, but Juvie, your old cat, he's on Atlantic too, man. So can we expect any type of collaborations or maybe even new Hot Boys?
You know, man, Juvenile on my Move Around remix,
right.
and I'm on Juvenile. What's happening remix, me, him, and Manny Fresh, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, you know, that's getting a lot of play. Believe it or not, me, Fresh, and Juvie been in the lab lately, man. We've been stirring up some Hot Boy stuff for y'all, man, because a lot of people want it. Why is it not the people what they want? You know what I'm saying? Let's give it to them, you know? And I feel like me, Fresh, and Juvie made up 80% of the Hot Boys anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, no disrespect to nobody or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But when you think back who was on the front line, you know, who was out there head first, it was, you know, BG and Juvie, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we made a way for Lil Wayne and Turk, you know what I'm saying? So, me and Juvie relationship, A1, me and Fresh relationship, A1, you know what I'm saying? I don't see eye to eye with Baby or Wayne because I feel like, you know, they smelling themselves, and I just don't respect how Baby played everybody, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's neither here nor there, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing, Juve doing his thing, Fresh doing his thing, and we're going to do our thing together, you know?
And you're doing your thing right now. You're on the pregame, of course. A lot of people were talking about where they thought you were going to end up. You finally did sign with Atlantic, got the distribution for Chopper City. I heard a couple rumors, BG. You were talking with Young Buck, possibly a G Unit South. What made Atlantic the choice for you to take that deal?
I mean, Atlantic came to the table real aggressively. You know, I was shopping around, and you know, me and Young Buck dogs, we gonna always be dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know, Young Buck was around, you know, during the Cash Money days. You know what I'm saying? And Buck was really pushing for the deal. And I don't think it was G Unit. I think it was just Interscope dragging their leg. You know what I'm saying? And I had caught some gun charges up here in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I had went to jail. I'm out on bond on like 3 different gun charges, you know what I'm saying? So they was kind of worrying about if I'm going to go to jail and, you know, and just worrying about all the wrong things, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I felt like I can understand, you know, them not, you know what I'm saying, wanting to invest in somebody and they don't know what that person's future hold and all this and all that, but I told them I was gonna be alright. You know what I'm saying? I told them I had it under control. You know, they was worrying about my charges. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, we'll rap in the industry, you know, that don't have a gun charge. You know
honestly,
what I'm saying? So,
BG, if you think about it, they're hypocritical in that stance because Game just got in trouble for skipping out on a court date. Busta had the incident with his bodyguard being shot, and Buck has been in a lot of trouble himself, of course, the incident at the award show. So who are they to say the BG isn't the man? Well, that's whack.
So, you know, so that's what the whole situation was, you know what I'm saying? 50 was worrying about my cases, and, you know, and Atlanta came, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? Because I had Sony was at the table, Buck, you know what I'm saying, Boy G on to the table, Atlantic was at the table, man, and me and T.I. came together, and we made the Atlantic situation work, man, and like I said, they gave me a deal that was unrefusable, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I feel real comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with the plans that we got, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I hold the streets down, you know, T.I. hold the streets down, you know what I'm saying? And together on the collaborations you done heard with us before, you know what I'm saying? All of them was crazy, so just imagine, you know what I'm saying, what we got coming.
Yeah, BG, you are one of the few rappers, just like T.I., who I see that could hold that balance between keeping the streets and keeping it in the industry. You're really holding it down for both sides. How do you keep that balance? Because a lot of rappers these days, you know, they rap about this and that. I'm not going to talk about who or talk about what they say, but they can't go back to the hood with that stuff. How do you keep that balance and staying true to the hood?
Man, say it, bro. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, you know, I just be myself, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, forget who they are and forget where they come from. But Christopher and BG is the same person, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know that, you know what I'm saying? Christopher and BG is the same person. You know, I don't smell myself, man, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm no better than nobody else, you know what I'm saying? I'm just the same little dude off the block who just got hot, you know what I'm saying? And just who you know, who made a way, you know what I'm saying, for himself, for his family, and for his dudes, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just follow my heart, man. I keep it real with myself. A lot of people be hollering that keep it real, but you got to keep it real with yourself first in order to keep it real with others, you know what I'm saying? I keep it real with myself first and foremost, and that's how I'm able to keep it real with others, you know?
Well, 7 million plus albums later, I think you've done a great job. Your home is the NO. Of course, Katrina came through earlier this year and devastated the area. Have you been back since? Because I know you moved your label up to Detroit. That's the location now of Chopper City Records. Talk about how it felt for you to see everything that happened to where you grew up.
Shit, bro, man, I swear, bro, I was shell shocked. I mean, I'm still like emotional destroy, man. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was hard for me to watch the news, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that was the streets I roamed. If I ain't on the road getting money, I'm in them streets, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I say my heart in the streets, I mean that for real, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people know me in the hood can vouch for that. People always say, you know, how you able to go back, but I ain't never left, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm able to go back, because I ain't never left. People, you know, they get ahead, get out, and they leave, and wonder why they can't go back or why the hood don't accept them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With me, it's totally different, because when I made it, you know what I'm saying, when Bling Bling and when Cash Money was at their peak, I was still sitting on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Benz parked across the street, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling. I know it was Mother Nature, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like the government, you know what I'm saying, played a part, you know what I'm saying, in what happened. And I try not to discuss it because I be getting, you know, I be getting upset, you know what I'm saying? And I get political, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I could keep you on the phone on this topic, you know what I'm saying, all day and all night, you know, but I feel like the government has showed us they can only do so much, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got to go in there and rebuild and just, you know?
We could have an off-the-record conversation because it would have to be off the record in order for the FCC not to call us and say, BG, you're done. You just
right. That's why I watch what I see when I see it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want them people to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, my taxes and stuff ain't I don't want them to pull up no old stuff on me, you know what I'm saying?
Right, you don't want that.
Right. I still got, like I said, I got open charges and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you what, man, we can end it off on this right here for this whole Katrina situation. How do you plan to use Chopper City Records as that tool to help redevelop the 504? Because you got a lot of power down there with it.
I want to do something that's like just, you know, that's real, that the president gonna be able to say, damn, who that little dude there?
Well, let me say, BG, from your original album, True Story, through all your Hot Boys albums, through to now The Heart of the Streets Volume 2, to what we can't wait to hear coming out this fall, your Atlantic debut with Chopper City Records. We wish you nothing but the best of luck in 2006, continued success. Is there a website or a MySpace page that your fans and our listeners can check out to find out more about you?
Oh, man, you could hit me up on ChopperCityMusic.com, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, everything about Chopper City, all my artists is on there. And then I got MySpace, you know, B Jizzle, you know what I'm saying? And you could hit me up on there and everything you need to know about B Jizzle right there. So it's all gravy.
Well, thank you again for joining us on the pregame, and we wish you again nothing but the best of luck. And represent the NO to the day you DIE.
504.
Believe it. 504 to the Me Show. Love, one.